The word death is defined as the total and permanent cessation of all vital functions of an organism. When you die, you are no longer subject. You cease to exist. My death proved to be different. Before I died, I lived on the corner of Elm Street in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, in a white house with a picket fence that wrapped around the perimeter of my property. I woke up every morning with the sun shining in my eyes through the yellow curtains that decorated my window. The day I flatlined, Saturday, March 3rd, started out like every other morning of my uneventful life. That night, on the way home from my soccer game, was different. My little car rolled several times, breaking the glass on the windows and inflating my airbag. The seatbelt tugged on my skin with every lurch. When my car stopped, there was a moment of silence, extreme silence, like a piercing sound in my ear. My vision kept flashing from bitter darkness to blinding white light. Everything hurt. I assumed I was dead. When the first responders came, I was flashing in and out of consciousness. After that, the only thing I remember is the paramedics rolling me into an operating room. Next, the continuous beeping sound coming from the cardiac monitor. Then nothing at all. I had been dead for 3 minutes when the doctor shocked me with a defibrillator for the third time and brought me back to life. For the next 3 days, I was trapped inside my own body, hearing everything around me but never being able to open my eyes or speak back. When I successfully forced my eyes to open, I was alone. Flowers and balloons decorated the room, making the hospital walls barely visible. I walked over to the floral arrangement that intrigued me the most, one with white and blush-colored flowers. When I touched the soft petals of a pink carnation, the brilliant colors faded. They curled and stiffened at my touch. The once green, long stems turned almost black. I jumped away. I couldn't stay in the hospital or go home, so I ran, with no destination in mind. I ended up at a little motel just outside of Ocean Springs. For the next week, I didn't leave the motel room. I didn't sleep or eat. On the morning I was supposed to leave the motel, I heard a knock on the door. I answered to an older-looking man. "My name is Jonathan," he told me. "I have been watching you very carefully for quite some time. I want you to come with me. The resistance needs your help, and it's the safest place for you right now." After hours of driving, we finally came to a stop. When we got out, Jonathan led me into a forest. After hours of walking, we stopped. Jonathan uncovered a bunker door built into the ground. He opened the door and told me to go in and wait for him. I climbed in and saw concrete hallways lit by fluorescent bulbs dangling from the low ceilings. Jonathan jumped down a few seconds later and pushed a button that closed the door overhead. That night, in a meeting with Jonathan, he explained that most people in the bunker have abilities. Everyone was born with their power, but with some people, it took an extraordinary experience to trigger it. Mine was triggered when I died, and now everything I touch dies too. Definitely not the superpower I wished for when I was little. The government created a program to dispose of us. When captured, Goldens are usually killed, but hundreds of them are trapped inside a lab, being tested and dissected until they are no longer needed. You can guess what happens next. He told me I would be leaving a team of 15 Goldens into these labs to recover the captured. We need to execute Jonathan's plan without fail. Otherwise, everything we will have been working for will be for nothing. One mess up will ruin everything. The Goldens' lives are on my shoulders. I have to save them.